and welcome to part one of my lesson of Unintended, a fingerstyle version by Muse. Now, this song isn't going to have the tab at my website. The reason is that this isn't my arrangement, so I'm not allowed to do that. However, go and buy the book. It's a great book. It's called Solo Pieces for Acoustic Guitar, and this one is volume 2. And I've already done Hallelujah. So if you've learnt my fingerstyle lesson for Hallelujah, then now you've also got Unintended. It is by far the most challenging lesson I've ever attempted to do, full stop. So I'm looking forward to teaching it to you. It's a grade 6 fingerstyle song, so it's, you know, it's up there, it's intermediate. I've learnt a lot by sort of brushing this up, and I've been learning it for the last sort of 8 months or so, on and off. So I really suggest that you go and get the book. You can buy it from Amazon. If you just did a search for Solo Pieces for Acoustic Guitar Volume 2, I'm sure you could pick it up, but there won't be tab at the site this time. So without further ado, let's learn how to play it. Okay, so as this song is more challenging, you definitely shouldn't be attempting it unless you've been playing for at least 2 or 3 years, I'd say. It's fingerstyle, and there are some different shapes on the left hand. So in terms of fingerstyle, I'm not going to be spending a lot of time telling you about what fingers you're using on what strings. I'm just going to be giving you some overall advice on how I play this song, chord shapes I use, and tips and tricks that I use to make this song come to life. But I will be taking you through, you know, step by step in my normal way. So in terms of fingerstyle, your thumb plays the top 3 strings, your index plays the G string, your middle finger plays the B, your ring finger plays the thinnest string. But really, you shouldn't be attempting this if that's still new to you, okay? You should know the fingerstyle rule pretty well. So the song's starting with an E chord, so that's index finger on the 1st fret on the G, middle and ring finger on the 2nd fret on the A and the D. And you're going to pick that with thumb on the top string, thumb on the D string, and then there's a little sort of curvy, sort of swirly line going up, and that means doing something called a rake, which is where we pick all 3 strings, the bottom 3 strings, but we do it very quickly with a pull on each. I'll do it slowly. So we're going, that's your first beat and a half. Then, so you should be able to read that from the tab. That's thumb, index. Then taking your E chord, you're going to hammer on with the middle finger. So you're going to hammer on from open to 2nd, then pick the string below, then index. So I'll go from the beginning. Then pinky on the 2nd fret on the B string, and move your index finger down so it's also on the 1st fret on the B string. Pick the B string and then flick with your pinky to reveal to the 1st fret on the B string, and then play that open. So it's, and then put the pinky on the 2nd fret on the D string, on the G string. So it's, I'll put that all together now, the first bar. Okay. Now my advice is to get your tone clean, and this was driving me crazy when I was recording the lesson. Thumb right round the back, okay? So that these fingers are right on their tips and you've really got an immaculate technique going on. Otherwise you're going to get noises like that, okay? Okay, then carrying on your E chord, thumb and index on your pinch, and you are going to hammer with the index finger, now it's back on the G string making a regular E, then middle finger, then thumb on the D. Good, and then ring and pinky bottom strings, middle and ring, sorry. And then you're going to do the same, similar idea to before. In fact, it's exactly the same as before. That part again. Okay, so we've already done that, we learned that before. So the top line, Okay, now you're going to make a B7 chord. So to make that change, leave your middle finger where it is, move your ring finger down to the 2nd fret on the G and index finger on the 1st fret on the B, and start picking thumb, thumb, so that's A, D, B, G, E. So, and pinky also needs to be on the 2nd fret on the thinner string, forgot about that. And that's your pattern there. And then index. Then thumb index. Now that is played as a 16th beat, so it's 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, E and. Then you do the same thing again. Just the ending is different, so it's index, thumb. Okay, so I'm not going to spend a great deal of telling you about what thumb is going on where. You do have the tab if you've bought the book, and also your thumb. The thumb is pretty obvious what I'm doing here when you're looking into the other camera, okay? So that's your intro, and then we're going to be into this verse. So you're going to go back to your E chord, and you're going to go index on that E chord, then thumb on the top string, thumb on the A. Then, so what I'm doing there is I'm going index, thumb on E, thumb on A, middle, ring, middle, middle, thumb on the D. Then A minor chord, so just move the E shape down a set of strings, middle finger, thumb on the A, then lift up the index on your fretting hand to go to an open string, then thumb on the D, then index finger and flick away. I mean, it doesn't matter if you flick or pick it, because later on you pick it. Okay, so it's, and then play it after you flicked it, and then leaving that middle finger there. So I'll do that bar again. Okay, then don't make this chord all in one. It is a challenging chord. Ring finger, just make it in the order that it's written, okay, and take your time, because it will it's quite a challenging chord, this. So ring finger on the 3rd fret on the D, pinky on the 5th fret on the A, index on the 2nd fret on the G, and then middle finger on the 3rd fret on the B. Okay, and how I'd make it is I'd be making it like this, going. Okay, so you see I didn't just go put it down then start picking it. I started picking it in the order and putting it down in that order. And then open on the D, 2 index, and just keep leaving your fingers on a break for a second. So middle finger, open string, 3rd fret on the thickest, 2nd fret on the G string, open on the D, then G. Then I like to use ring finger here on these 2 4s on the D string, then middle finger on the 3rd fret on the thickest string. Okay, so I'm going to go, this is all of line 3 from that A minor chord. Okay, then C chord. Index finger 1st fret on B, middle finger 2nd fret on D, ring finger 3rd fret on A. Playing thumb on the D for this, then thumb on the A, then thumb back to the D, then index, middle, thumb on the D, ring, thumb on the A. So it's like this. Okay, then deconstructing the chord, ring finger on 4th fret on B string, 2nd fret on the A string, then mini bar, that's what that little sort of C1 thing means above there, mini bar, so 1st fret on the D and the B string, but barring the bottom 4 strings, and then it's middle, thumb on the D. So that, so far, that first half bar is, then open on the B, 2nd fret on the G, and then 2nd fret on the A. So that bar is... Then make an E chord, pinch it, thumb on the top string, index finger, thumb on the D, middle, index, ring, middle, index, thumb on the D. Okay, so I'm going to go from the C chord that we had before. Okay, now I'm going to do everything when we started on the verse. So I'm going to be going from the bar number 5. Okay, here we go. And... And that is page 1. What you're always aiming for, and what I'm still aiming for, because I'm still learning this too, is long sounds on notes, okay? So making sure you're leaving your fingers down for the last minute to make sure your tone is long. Okay, so next, on to the next line. It's very similar. So before we go round in a circle, we've just got another bar of this E, which is thumb on the thickest, thumb on the D, middle, index, ring, middle, index, thumb on the D. And then we're basically doing the same thing round in a circle, okay? So from where I started from before, so it's... So we've already learnt this. Here's that chord shape again, thumb round the back. C chord. Mini bar. Then E again with that pinch. And then we're up to the chorus. Okay, so the chorus, which is line number 4 on the 2nd page of this song, I'd like you to do a bar chord on the bottom 3 strings of the guitar with your middle finger on the 2nd fret, on the 5th fret, sorry, of the B string. Okay? And what I'd like you to do, so that's actually based on, it's a D chord, it's a D shape, but we're doing it slightly differently. So I'd like you to pinch thumb, index, middle and ring, so it's a big pinch, and I like to do it with a rake. It's not written as that, but I think that sounds better. But anyway, do whatever you want, big pinch or rake, then ring, ring by itself. Then, making a power chord shape on the D and G string. So index finger on the 2nd fret on the D, ring finger on the 4th fret. Playing thumb, index on those 2 notes. Then ring. And while you're doing that ring, you're going to shift position to 7th fret. I'm just going to remember the fingering for that. Using the middle finger on the 7th fret on the A, and pinky finger on the 8th fret on the E string. So you go thumb, so I'll do that bar again. I didn't do the 7th, but okay. Then, leaving the pinky there, lifting up everything else, thumb on the A string and ring finger, and pinch and slide the pinky down to the 7th fret on the E string. Ring finger above is then going to come to the D string on the 7th fret. Play that with your thumb. So it's... Then lift up pinky, index finger on the 5th fret on the thinner string. So it's... Then move index up to the 5th fret on the G string. Play that with your index finger. And then pinky this time, instead of being 8 on the thinnest string, 8 on the B string. And finally, if you've left these fingers down, 7 and 5, we've got this 7 and 5 here with thumb, I'll do that bar again. Okay, then D chord. Index finger on the 2nd fret, middle finger on 2nd fret on the index and middle on the 2nd fret on the G and the E, and ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. And I like to do a rake there again, but you can just do a big pinch, thumb, index, middle and ring. Then ring, ring. Thumb, index, middle, thumb. That's what you do with the D. Then ring finger back up to 8. Pinching, index on the G string and ring finger, and sliding from to 7 again. So I'll do that again. Okay. So it's just the 8, then you're doing the pinch. Okay, and sliding down. Then 3rd fret with index finger on the B string, ring finger 5th fret on the thinner string, bar chord on the top on 3rd fret with the index finger, thumb on the thicker string, ring, and then open on the D and G string. You can just lift up. Okay, so that's the first half of the chorus. I'm going to go from that bar where we first started learning the chorus, so bar on the 4th fret. Okay, just one extra wrong bass note I did there, but other than that, that is how you play it. You're then going to make a C chord. Okay, we had that earlier. Pinching, big pinch, thumb on the bass note on the A string, then ring, ring, see that's the theme. Then thumb on the D, index, ring, thumb on the A again. Pinky on 4 on the B, then middle finger on 2nd fret on the A string, play open B, and you're going to slide that 2nd fret up while the open B is stringing to ringing to the 6th fret, like that. So keep the pressure on the string. Pinky on 8. Okay. Sorry, wrong finger there, my mistake. Use your index finger on the 2nd fret on that bar. Then ring finger on the 8th, then middle finger on the 7th fret on the thickest string, play that with your thumb, then thumb on the next string down, still holding down that 6 on the A, then move your ring down to the 7th fret whilst keeping this held down. It's making a G chord, right? Playing that twice. Okay, I'll go from the C because I've realised about the fingering there, so it's... Okay, then just move this little shape you've got, this 6 and 7, move it down a set of strings. Play open on the thickest, then the 7 that you've got there on the A string, then middle, open, then thumb on the D, then lift up the ring finger to do open strings on the B and E and B. I'll do that again. And then that's joining, and it says there on the music, DSL coda, which means you're going to go to the sign, and then you're going to go, after you've repeated through the sign, to where it says coda, which we're going to get into in part 2 of this lesson, but that is definitely more than enough for part 1 for now. But just so you know, just to finish that off, that's the end of page 2 of this song. We've got this 7 and 6 shape. And then we're going to make an E chord just to finish off at the end of that page 2. Then we're going to go to the sign. Thanks for watching my lesson. Don't forget, I really suggest you get the book. It's called Solo Pieces for Acoustic Guitar, Volume 2. So that will make it a lot easier moving forward. Part 2 of this lesson will be released very, very soon. And if it is already released, then they'll be putting a link right now in the video, so you can click on that to go to that. I upload 2 new lessons every week, so please subscribe to my channel. And over at the Learn Guitar in London website, there is over 250 lessons. I'd say about a quarter of it is fingerstyle, and I've included a link right now to the fingerstyle section so you could get started on that. Keep on playing, have a great day.